Hey guys, this is not a normal video. I don't have my mic out or anything. And this isn't scripted or anything. I'm just sitting down because I had some thoughts I want to share. Um, I've been under the weather the past like 2 weeks essentially from two different things. And, this Christmas season, my family does a lot of traveling. And we have like three separate, sort of smaller Christmas holiday gatherings that we go to. And I couldn't travel to this last one because I wasn't feeling well, and I was stuck at home alone by myself for like 2.5 days. Probably not. It probably feels longer in my head than it actually was. I guess it was only 2 days. Um, but I've been really dwelling on loneliness these last few days while I've been here by myself. It's always something that's loneliness is a concept that's pretty frequently on my mind, but because it's something I've dealt with for a pretty long time now. But I've obviously had this opportunity to really stop and think about it. Um, it's really followed me, loneliness, for a long time. Um, I've never really been in a relationship, a romantic relationship, and that's fine. I'm not saying that, and I've never been the popular kid. I've never been any of those things, and I'm not saying that as like I don't want pity for that. That's not. I'm not saying it for that. It's just I'm trying to communicate, that it's not something that I've experienced. Loneliness is something I've always dealt with throughout my life, to some degree. So I was thinking about it in a couple of different contexts. I was thinking about it obviously in the romantic context. That's I think the first one thing when it comes to loneliness that most of us think of. We having a partner. So I was thinking about that, but also thinking about friends and family and stuff like that too. And I'm an introvert, so I'm not very good at maintaining relationships either. So it's not like I'm not to blame for some of my own loneliness. But I was thinking about it, and I came up with a few things. Is like I think the amount of loneliness that I have, like the amount of social interaction that I get like per week, I think that would be extremely detrimental for most people. I think I can handle it though because I have the right habits in place, and that's one of the things that I really came up with in the past couple of days. Is that um, I think habits, and Christ are really the only two things you have when you're lonely, because Christ is with you always, and your habits will keep you in line. And I have good habits. I stay fit. I work out a lot. I study. I read. Haven't been reading as much lately. I need to get back into the habit of that. Um, but I have lots of good things to keep me busy. I'm working. I'm studying. I'm writing, whatever. Um, and because I'm constantly moving in some regard, I don't have a lot of time to like. It doesn't. The burden of loneliness doesn't hit me as much because I'm busy doing other things. Um, but it does still hit. And I was thinking about in the romantic context, obviously I miss that, or I don't miss it, but I wish I had that, as I think everyone does. I think there's very few people out there who don't, they don't need a intimate relationship. I think everyone should have that. Everyone should aim for that at least. Um, and I wish I had that, but it's just never been in the cards for me. I've tried to get out there. I've tried dating apps a little bit. But I've found that it's extremely difficult for me to actually get to know someone online. I have to have some like real personal connection. Dating apps don't really seem to be the thing for me. If they work for you, that's great. But um, what else? I've been trying to get out of the house more, get to know, get. It's difficult for me because I'm an introvert and I don't like to socialize. It's very taxing for me. Um, like it makes me nervous. I hesitate to say it's social anxiety because it's not really social anxiety. It's just like I get uncomfortable around people. I get self-conscious, I guess, um, around people, lots of people that I don't know. So it's difficult for me to go out and meet people. And also, I'm not going out to parties. I don't do that. It's not what I do. I'm working, I'm studying, I'm doing schoolwork, I'm reading, writing, kickboxing, all that good stuff. And that keeps me busy most of the time. I don't really have time to fool around. And that's another thing with like the habits. The habits keep you in line, but they can also be constraining when it comes to meeting people. And that's actually a good thing. And that doesn't just apply romantically. That's obviously to everyone, to friends, and that's sort of the other side of the loneliness coin. Because I have a pretty good family. I've never really experienced loneliness on the familial level, and that's something I'm very, very grateful for. I've been blessed with a great family to have around, um, that we all care for each other very deeply. But on the friends level, it's been difficult for me, especially with COVID. I think COVID was really bad for me. I think it was bad for everybody, but I think it was really bad for me, when it comes to like when it came to maintaining friendships, because I was in high school when COVID hit, but oh, excuse me, but I was a freshman, so I couldn't drive. I couldn't go places. I couldn't go see people. So I was just stuck at home, doing stuff online, whatever. I think that was really detrimental for me when it came to friendships and stuff like that. And I don't think I ever really fully recovered from that. I think it started to come around towards the end of high school for me, but then I'm in college now, and my schedule got vastly changed, and that kind of got all thrown out the window. I have a couple close friends, and I keep them close, but even then, I don't see them like on a daily basis. It's not regular. Um, so I've been trying to do better with that, because it's not the same. It's not the same kind of pressure to make friends that it is to have a romantic partner. So you can just go places and talk to people and meet them and make friends. That's a much easier task than than chasing down a partner. Um, so I've been trying to do stuff like that. I've been trying to get out more. Um, when I've been trying to like notice very specifically when people will invite me places, and I'll just try and say yes and try and make it so that I can go out and talk to people. And I've done a few of those recently. I went to a Bible study. I got invited to a church service. A couple other minor things that I got invited to, I just said yes and went and did them, and met a couple people. Nothing. I haven't really made any close friends out of any of those things, but you got to give them time to grow. So I've been trying to do better about that, because I've been trying to put my best foot forward when it comes to that. But baby steps. So I've been working on that. What else with loneliness? Oh yeah, I was thinking. So in the romantic context of the loneliness that I've felt, um, I've never really had a relationship. I've come pretty close a couple times. There's a girl who might see this, who she'll know who she is if she's if she's listening. That I was pretty close to having a relationship with her, but the timing was just never right, and that's okay. That we moved on. It's all fine and dandy. Um, but yeah, never really had a real relationship, so I can't comment too much on that. But I was thinking internally about how I view relationships and how I think about relationships and loneliness. And I caught on to something that I thought was interesting, which is that I think on some level, I feel like I don't deserve a relationship. Like I shouldn't be in one. I shouldn't pursue a relationship at this stage. I'm 19, in college. I feel like I shouldn't be pursuing a relationship. And I was like, why is that? Why do I feel like that? It's because I think on some level, I think that where I'm at as a man, not character, I mean, to some degree, character wise, I have my character flaws. Um, but I think I'm more well off than most guys because I've spent a lot of time trying to work on my character, but in particular in the financial aspect. Like, I feel like I'm at a place now where I don't have the level of, visionary wisdom towards my career, and, I don't have my finances together in the way where like I could support essentially like uh my wife being a stay-at-home mom. And I know, like, I'm 19, I'm not ready to have that right now, obviously, but that would be something that I would want to be able to support if I could. So I feel like now, if I shouldn't be chasing that now, because it's more important for me to be chasing finances and getting my career in order as best as possible. And I think there's some truth there. I think that's to some degree a good aim. But the other side of the coin is that if I had a relationship now, it would push me so much further career wise, because it would give me, tenfold when it comes to motivation and the reason for me to be working and trying to provide even more, and try to be the best man that I can be. And I don't know exactly how to balance that equation. I've been thinking about that, and I don't know where the balance lies there. I think the answer is probably something just like, I think right now the answer for me is to not be actively looking for a relationship. Probably not be actively asking out girls, probably not be sliding into DMs, um, and trying to get, at the same time, trying to get myself in the best position possible. Trying to work, bust my ass towards my career and work really hard, and, get myself figured out philosophically and theologically, and becoming smarter and stronger and more fit, and more capable in martial arts, and um, just more wise, and always I need to build myself up as much as possible, um, to be the best man that I could be, while also maybe not hunting for a relationship, not looking for one actively, but being open to the prospect of one. But then that leaves me in the same boat I am in now, where I'm not socializing at all. So I think also added to that is, yeah, bust your ass to be the best guy you can be open to a relationship, but also spend some time out with others. You need to be socializing to some degree, build good connections with people, and take opportunities when they are presented to you. And that's something I need to work on, because I'm so prone to look at opportunities as risk and as danger, rather than opportunities, and rather, excuse me, than see the value that might be hidden within them. I'm not very good at seeing that, so it's something I need to work on. But yeah. So I've been thinking about loneliness and thinking about how I can combat it. And that's I think the majority of my thoughts. I'm beyond the point now, because of where I'm at, um, as a Christian, and where I'm at with my habits and the things that are keeping me in line, to the point where, like, I'm not like depressed lonely, and I'm out enough seeing people where I'm not, I'm not I'm not detrimentally lonely anymore, which is a good thing, because I've felt that way for a really long time. And it took a long time of building those habits and growing closer to God for me to work my way out of that hole. But given time, and lots of effort, we got there. So that turned out quite well. And hopefully it'll only get better from here, if I continue to put the work in, and be wise, and seize the correct opportunities, um, and just, you know, try to be the best guy I can be. And maybe the Lord has someone in store for me romantically. Maybe the Lord has friends in store for me. It's hard to say, but I'll just try and do the best I can to be open to that and make sure I'm being the best I can be and making sure I'm putting my best foot forward socially and trying to build as many good connections as I can. Yeah. All right. That's enough of my rambling for tonight. See ya. I have more videos on the way. I'm working on something else. I just haven't gotten it out yet because of illness, but it'll be out soon. It's about discipline. See ya.